Hello, Steph. Hello, the other four is listening. Do you like the title? AJ Smith and Shar, Charmaine. They're a happy couple on YouTube, and I encouraged it. I set up a live stream nearly every day. Shar, Anthony, Joe, and Joanne, used to come to my live stream every day. And people that know my live stream knows of the games that were being played. And so I set up a WhatsApp group and I encouraged those 4 other people to communicate with each other. Now, Joanne lives in the far south. John lives London. And Charmaine and Anthony live the closest together. So I remember saying to Joanne, if you were going up to meet Shar, call in and see John, collect John, go up see Shar, and don't forget to call in to see AJ Smith. And our calls went on for about maybe at least, let's say 10. At least 10 calls where there was all 5 of us. But what I noticed was that Joanne, Anthony, and Shar, they were having their own communications. And any time on my panel that Anthony was not allowed, Anthony would call Charmaine or he would call Joanne, and they would have their separate groups talks on WhatsApp. And so what you've got there is you had a romance developing between Charmaine, the one that says she's agoraphobic, that she can't go out, yeah, but yet she can go and battle all the crackheads, you know, if they steal anything from her home deliveries, the left on her doorstep, she can just go out the door and go chasing these peoples. And Anthony J. Smith. Now, over the weeks that I've not associated with Anthony A.J. Smith, Drone, Southampton Drone, and No More Lies, Shar and Anthony have become very, very close. So close, very close, except they're not physically close just yet. Because Anthony's too lazy and he's too paranoid that when he goes to meet Shar in Coventry, that he's going to be recognized by women that he's treated the same as OG Emma. Now, OG Emma doesn't associate with me for many, many months before Anthony J. Smith came on board. OG Miss Emma chose to communicate with Zeus's comments and Fly Me to the Moon and Tim Smith. Now, Tim Smith, when I first came across Tim Smith was trying to be a nice Samaritan in my direction. And he kept telling me that anytime you want to come to England, you have a place with me. And I always said, Tim Smith, out of respects, I don't trust dirty old men. One of the reasons why I don't live in England, Ireland, Scotland, or Wales, because there's too many dirty old men. Now, what is a dirty old man? Well, look at Zeus's comments and you'll see a dirty old man. Have a look at Flavors. You'll see a dirty old man. And when you see those 2 dirty old men, you'll recognize people like Ministry of Madness. He's a dirty old man. You'll see Dr. Deegan. He's a dirty old man. And you'll see Andrew Jay's a dirty old man. Now, if anybody's been to my community page and they've read the joke about the shotgun wedding, you'll see where my humor is at. If you've listened to me on my live streams, you would have heard me talking about the dirty old men that used to hang around with my mother, perving on my sisters. You would have learned that one of my sisters is married to the brother of one of my mother's ex-husbands. This is somebody that groomed my sister when she was still a teenager. It's very easy for me to see, because it happened to me many years later, when my own full-blood sister lied about me getting her alcohol, lied about her coming visiting me, and lied about her getting drunk in my company and getting fucked by one of my friends. That was bullshit. And my father battled me, beat me, and then told me I had to go and beat the man that my sister had lost her virginity to. I've been watching dirty old men, and I don't like them. Now, there's so many lonely, dirty old men on YouTube. I've said to you, I can play Cupid. If you want me to fire those love darts in your direction, I can set you up with virtually whatever woman you want or whatever man you want. It doesn't matter that Fly Me to the Moon is married. Fly Me to the Moon is a man that's in a broken wedding, broken marriage. He's one of those ones that is committed to his wife, have loyalties and jealousy. And I identified that when Lou Dunn, Mrs. Moon, was flirting with me, or flirting with Boss Dog. The fact that I don't like slags means that Lou Dunn took a disliking to me. And because I called her a slag, Mr. Moon took the truth, and he didn't like me much. And because they didn't like me much, Darrell Adams don't like me much. And Tim Smith, the one that went around perving on all those ladies, the same as Zeus's comments went perving on all those ladies, they recognize that I recognize that they're dirty old men. Now, what got me started talking about YouTube people today is the fact that Tim Smith and Ministry of Madness, they talk shit today, attacking a good man with the name of John. Now, John, the one that comes to my panel, is not the same one that goes into Ministry of Madness's chat. And I know this because I've always asked John, Vic and Bob, does he go into Ministry of Madness? And he said, no, can't be arsed with stuff like that. And so what I recognized today was Anthony J. Smith, No More Lies, Southampton Drone, he's been going into Ministry of Madness with various accounts. And one of them is an account called John. Now, what brought this to my attention was Joanne sending me a message begging me to go into Ministry of Madness, to chat this morning, and correct Lordy. Now, Lordy is a sick individual, as we've identified. He's associated with Northern King, Anne-Marie Rise Above, Susan, whatever her name is. He's associated with God's Son, Zeus's Comments,
fly me to the moon. And when he started calling Joanne a liar, for Joanne recited that Tim Draycott perved on her, pushed me out of the fucking phone call that Joanne was having with me. Tim Draycott perved like a dirty old man. Now, I don't care that people don't believe or trust, but what I do care about is people like Joanne being manipulated and being worked against for somebody else's sickness. Anthony J. Smith, you have got to be one of the sickest of bastards I ever did pay attention to. And I've been paying attention to you since you targeted Cop Watcher. When you targeted Cop Watcher, I paid attention to your gameplay. When you came onto my chat and onto my panel, you confirmed everything that I suspected. You confirmed your 157 trolling accounts. You confirmed that you'll use what you learn about people's. You'll use that with your trolling accounts to twist my comments, my chats, my live streams for your own entertainment. You came into my chat so many times with false accounts, attacking Joanne from a distance, from an undercover trolling account. And the saddest thing is, Anthony, no more lies, Southampton drone, is you've got Shar involved. You've got Shar thinking that you're a victim in all of this. And now Shar's playing your secretarial job for you. Between you and Shar, over the last month, you've played a horrible game on a lot of people. And I've identified your game. And it's horrible. You're creating diversions between people. You cannot stand the fact that some people are liked and some people are lovable. Whereas you're just battered goods. And there is no light bright enough to hide your darkness. Now, Shar, I'm not going to use the things that you told me in privacy, but I will use the things that you used in our chats. Wide web available. Now, Shar, you told us about your battered, abusive ex, and Anthony J. Smith is the same type of character as what you claim you've already experienced, that puts you into the fragile mindset that you suffer with now. Psychology games, I will read into them. I will highlight those that are playing those mental games. And that's what I've always said. Since March 2022. The fact that we are now February 2023. I'm quite new to this YouTube, but I'm not new to people. I know how people play, and when I recognize an individual, I recognize where they're going and what they're doing and why they're doing it. Now, AJ Smith is a homosexual. This is why he gets frustrated with females. This is why he fell in love with BuzzTech and then turned against BuzzTech. This is why he fell in love with Blackburn's World and then turned against Blackburn World. This is why he plays games with Andrew J, because he fell in love with Andrew J. This is why he played games with Matty from Filmboy, because he fell in love with Matty. And he played the same game with Tim Draycott, because he fell in love with Tim Draycott. And then, whilst he's fallen in love with Tim Draycott over the years, he latched on to Tim Draycott and where Tim Draycott was going, and Tim Draycott was paying attention to my channel. And then Anthony J. Smith came to my channel to continue his obsession with Tim Draycott. Because Tim Draycott played with Anthony when Anthony was plaguing BBW. This is why AJ Smith recreated himself on my channel, on my panel. Now, I've got nothing personal against Shar, because I've never met Shar. The fact that I've said I'm hungry, I'm confused, I'm lonely, and Shar connected with me, Shar sponsored me, she forgot one thing. I've always said, anything that is donated to me, I will return when I'm rich enough. When I've got work and I can pay it back, I will. So when the trolling account, the new cowboy in town, came in, I recognized that came in with the same obsessed behavior as Anthony J. Smith. Another one of Anthony's trolling accounts that I suspect a long time ago. I paid attention to everybody that came into my chat. I subscribed to everything that came into my chat. And now I says, well, I don't care for the chat so much because I need to get off my chest. Ministry of Madness is obsessed with perverts. The more perverts that Ministry of Madness associates with, the more Ministry of Madness can hide and pretend that he's just a normal, sad guy caring for his terminally ill wife. Ministry of Madness, how much do you pay for your rent, boys? How much do you pay for your hookers? Because I know you're not getting fucked at home. So the fact that you're paying rent boys and junkies for sexual favors, you're no different to Andrew J. Running down the road, come back, you drunken drug addict, come back, I'll fucking kill you. Now, the fact that Tim Draycott did exactly the same to me, I reckon Tim Draycott done the same to a couple of other people in his life. This is where I make my judgment from. Consistent behavior. It doesn't just change. Your personality, your character, it doesn't change. And this is why when I big up a channel like Unstoppable Champ or Al D, it's because I see them people, they're living their life. And they don't bother about people like me. Nina Simpson, I don't know who in the hell you are. Farthing, you had no hesitation using obscenity and sexual abuse against me. Who in the hell is Nina Simpson? Hello, Robert Lee. Hello, Blackwatch. John is top notch. He hasn't got the bullshit in his life to pay attention to people like Ministry of Madness. So Ministry of Madness talking shit about John earlier, that's like AJ Smith talking shit about streetwise spirituality. It really gets me back up. Hello, James Winston. How's Lara Lil? Lara Lil, pissing in the Sainsbury's bag. Oh, wow, give another stretch. Give it another stretch. Happy days, boys. Hello, pork chop.
Well, that Tom, I'm Tom, yeah, that is definitely another account from AJ Smith. Yeah? Who remembers, hiya Katie, who remembers AJ Smith when he was trying to put shit in the streetwise spirituality direction? There was myself, streetwise, as well as John on panel, and we said, come on, Anthony, show your face on camera, come and talk to us on camera. And AJ Smith wouldn't. But the very next day, AJ Smith puts on the fucking live calling me to go onto his panel. AJ Smith makes 20 videos about me. And he says he's not obsessed. I tell you one thing about that AJ Smith. He's sick. I tell you one thing about Tim Draycott. He is a pervert. I seen him perving on the phone calls that I received. I heard him perving on the females like Michelle C. I actually seen him getting an erection when he was talking to Michelle C. I got up and left him talking to Michelle C. Same as I got up and left him talking to Zara B. Same as I got up and left him talking to fucking Joanne. Yeah, he's a pervert. I seen him in Orkiva with my friend. He's a pervert. I seen him perving on my cat. I seen him perving on a bitch in season. He's a pervert. He pervs on sexuals. Yeah? He's a sicko. And I don't care. No more. Same as I never cared in the first place. If you leave yourself vulnerable for the perverts, expect the perverts to come looking. And that's what I've always said. While you're putting your milkshakes out there, yeah, you're bringing all the boys to the yard. And then you set your narratives. Then when you've got your boys on your watching your milkshakes, you're singling other people's off. This is what I'm saying, Unstoppable Tramp. Yeah, the fact that I get talked about in Ministry of Madnesses most days, but he will not let me on panel. He will not let me in the chat. The fact that AJ Smith talks about me all day, every day, no matter where he goes. And the fact that Shar is there beside AJ Smith. I swear down now, yeah? Shar, wake the fuck up. If you didn't get treated like shit from your ex-boyfriend, if that wasn't enough for you to recognize what it is in the men that you're attracted to, then seriously, Shar, you are a danger to society, not just to yourself. Okay? When Shar came in here yesterday threatening me with her brothers, I said, Shar, leave your innocent brothers out of it. This morning, with Lordy bullying the same way as Tim Draycott bullies women. Lordy, you're a sly, evil, crybaby, horrible woman bully. And I wouldn't give you time of day if you were fucking gagging. I swear down now, I am sick to death. I always have been sick to death of the perverts, of the liars, of the bullies, those that need the numbers. AJ Smith, Shar. Yeah. If I blocking these channels, right? They're not individuals, yeah. They are trolling accounts created by people like Shar and AJ Smith. And they're coming in here just because they're bored, lonely, burnt out, lonely, depressed, psychiatric cases. Now grow up and drop yourselves because you're not worthy of individuals coming at you. Unstoppable Tramp. I don't give a shit about these fucking English channels. Yeah? There's much greater channels around the world that I'd be paying attention to. These English channels that I gave time to for a while, it was only a learning curve, a refreshment of why I didn't like life in Ireland or in England. There are so few good peoples. Yo, Berg Boy, how are you doing? Do you know what Bants and Rants is entrapment? Yeah? The art of war. First, have the enemy show you their weaknesses. When the enemy shows you their weaknesses, you run all over them. No problem, no matter how many there are. So, Bants and Rants, thanks for acknowledging. But Bants and Rants, I'm not a coward to say it. Yeah? I set them up for their own disasters. And if you were paying me attention to my channel from the beginning, you would have heard me saying exactly the same. So the fact that those sickos came to my channel where they were not invited anywhere else, where they needed some clout to get into other places, I connected you all for me to walk away from you all. And for all you then to continue plaguing me, why, I ask? Why? You're not interested in me as an individual. You're interested in how I react to all the peoples, how your chat reacts to me. And I learned this when I was on panels with Benji, when he wanted me to go and check out the nudist beaches. Yo, love for the love. And I know that Streetwise Spirituality remembers my first message. I will stand up against all the bullies. I will highlight the bullies. I will go through every single one of them. And I will encourage them to show their true colors. I've said this when he was the mass detective. I will defend those that are attacked innocently, because Nick Williams was the start of it. Nick Williams was picking up Degahegi. Nick Williams couldn't handle when I said, but your mate Degahegi, he's a pervert. He's a sexual predator. He's a burnt out cokehead. And he reads into the gangsters and the bare knuckles, and he wants a part of it. Watch the traps that are laid for Degahegi, I said to Nick Williams back in 2021, September. So the fact that people now come in to say, but you did this and you did that. Yeah, but I said all along I was going to be doing that. So for you to highlight, you're doing this, you're doing that. Yeah, and I set out to do that. I set out to show up the bullies, the trolls, the cyber bullies, the sickos, those that say they can't work, but yet they're on the computer all day, every day, which means they can work. So I've identified at least 200 benefit frauds. They don't deserve another payment. They don't deserve the homes that they live in. And they certainly don't deserve the taxpayers working for them. And if you take away all those 200, that's England a lot richer than they were 6 months ago. And to hold those 200 responsible for paying back all that they have received since their claims started, England's a lot richer. And then you can afford to send more immigrants to Ireland. That's right, Ireland. England's sending the immigrants to you. They're not coming from Russia
or Ukraine. They're coming from England. So get your arms, stand on the ports, and stop letting them from the English side. And if the English give you any shit for being in England, stopping the migrants from going to Ireland, well, fuck them off too. Oh. Strange. Where's that come from? That hasn't been there ever before. Oil blades before using. Well, that can stay there. I walk up this road quite regularly. Joe Care, you be careful, because porn bombing is known as sexual offense. Okay? So Joe Care, if you're working with Sarah B and Henry Kinkles with your porn bombing, the same as Ministry of Madness is working with those people with his porn bombing, I'd say to you, quit while you're ahead, Joe Care. Okay? Quit while you're ahead. Don't be going in porn bombing peoples because you get paid £100 every day that you go and porn bomb peoples. Okay? It's not worth it. Joe Care, these people are not going to help you in life. When you're in jail as a sexual abuser, they're not going to be there for you. Same as you, Colonel. If you're coming in representing AJ Smith, you'll be tarnished with the cyberbullying that AJ Smith's responsible for. So, Colonel, because you're one of AJ Smith's sidekicks, you're not welcomed in there. I don't care how nice you were to Mace for many a months trying to groom me. You're not welcomed. And that's how life's coming now. So as I block you, unsubscribe. Babylon, no fish yesterday. Apparently, I wasn't sat on the sea yesterday either. Apparently, I was sat with a blue screen or a green screen, and I pretended to be sat on my boat out at sea. If you're to listen to AJ Smith, No More Lies, Southampton drone, the one that battered OG Miss Emma, and he's about to go and batter Shar. Because men like AJ Smith, you know, he can't help himself. Yeah, but batter women, batter the battered and abused. You know, it's only the battered and abused that keep falling for the same type of place and for the same type of people. The fact that I batter the battering men for why the girls don't like me, because they know that I'm not going to be battering them. I'll be battering their fathers. Exactly. If I just block them, then they've got no way of trolling, have they? Now, as I start to make my way home, I start relaxing. The rant is over.
as I'm about to lose signal, I get to go home and I get to relax. That's right, Mrs. Magpie. I don't fight at home. You know, I go out into the world to fight. But the world ain't employing people like me to go and resolve the issues in Lebanon, Albania. They're not employing me to go to Russia to deal with the Ukrainians. I mean, I'd love to go to Russia, get paid for putting water pipes down through Ukraine. I'd be very excited to see Russia with all their oil drilling equipment to enter into the grounds of Ukraine and be pumping out the oil and the petroleums. I'd love to be getting involved. Ukraine don't have the money to be accessing that fuel, but Russia does. If Russia's not doing it, then Saudi Arabia is going to be doing it. And Saudi Arabia is Arabic. And you know what the Arabic world's all about? You know, if you don't, well then, oh, Mrs. Magpie, I don't read. You know, like half the time, I don't even read the comments in the text when I'm ranting, when I'm walking. I don't read because it's a spells from other men, from other women. I don't do spells from other people. This is something I learned a long time before I came to YouTube. I don't like the spells of other people. I don't like the spellings and the spells that are attached in each book. I don't like them. There's enough to learn in life without picking up a book. The fact that other people will pick up a book and say, "Wow, man, that's in the book." I says, "Yeah, I know. I know. I know that's in a book. I know that's in every fucking book there is written on this planet. It's in the book. I don't do books." Hello, Christopher Jean. Again in the village today, I put word out to at least 10, 15 people that I'm seeking jobs, that I want 1 or 2 days a week. I don't want to do 5 days a week. I don't want 7 days a week. I want 2 days a week. That's all I want. 2 days a week. One fella said, "Well, we've just finished the cucumbers, and then we're starting on the melons." Oh, I was mentioning the art of war. Well, the fact that his title is called The Art of War, I'm not surprised. Hey, Jim Star. Only that tooth on that side. And now I need to lose that tooth, that tooth, and 2 teeth there. And then I'm happy. Yeah. And I need to lose 8 teeth on the bottom. Just leaving the 4 canines, I'll be happy. And I'm extremely happy the fact that I've never had a tooth knocked out. They just fall out. The ones at the back, I've had ripped out. by a dentist. The fact that I've lost 4.5 teeth living on this mountain, I'm very happy. Your third wobbly one is hanging on in. Cool. Well, I'll be saying bye-bye to a lot of peoples from YouTube. Because I won't be going back to their channels. And for me and this channel, I would have had a nice peaceful chat today if it wasn't for people saying, they're talking shit about me, they're talking shit about me, come and help me. So I went to help. But they knew like I knew that those people in that shit talk with that faggot Ministry of Madness, they knows that I'm not welcome there. So what help, what good would it do? All it's doing is bringing me to that chat. And I don't want to be in that chat. Hello, Corrado, Soprano. For anybody that takes offense, because I don't like drunks, and I don't like junkies, and I don't like government fraudsters, I don't like lazy peoples. For people to take offense by that, it's because they're guilty. You know? That ain't my problem. That's their problem. The world would be a happier place if we just shot all the junkies rather than supporting them. Same as the world would be a better place if we just shot all the drunks. Or don't shoot them, send them to Africa. Send them to fucking Afghanistan. Send them to Ukraine. Just get them fuck away from the taxpayer. While they're encouraged to be lazy, they're growing stronger than the working class. And I've always said that. In the real world, there is no place for the lazy, drunken, inebriated junkies. In the real world. But you see, that's my world and not your world. You're using the world of Hollywood. And I'm using the world of, there ain't no fucking wood. I wasn't going to do a live today because I didn't feel like it. But then walking up, I recognized that Joanne needed me to speak out about Tim Draycott did perv on her. Yes, he fucking did. Because Tim Draycott is a dirty old man. Simple as. Yo, 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 Vinny. I'm at my chocolate tree, which means I'm out of here. I walk around the corner there, there's no signal. So it was only a short life. Say Joanne is honest. Joanne was truthful this morning. Lordy was lying. Ministry of Madness was lying. Some people manipulate me, and I show them. Continue playing your games. Continue playing your game. I don't care. I can see your sour milkshakes. Yeah? I don't trust your sour milkshake. Women with sour milkshake, why would I do that? I'd go to McDonald's if I want milkshake. It's all right, Benny. I'm just screaming and shouting at the freaking
nuts, ponces, and grasses that dominate the YouTube in the English, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh corners. Yeah, they all smoke fucking Cali weed, but it's not coming from California. Yeah, it's coming from their next door neighbor's basement. You know, just because it's sprayed with a load of spice, they don't know what good ganja is in England. Unless you're a made man, unless you're connected, unless you're getting it delivered. Gas bag rush. I'm not being sexually abused on YouTube. Darn, I am not being sexually abused. No way. I don't give time to the sexual abusers. I smell them. And I can point out 100 groups that they're all associated with. Well, in Spain, it's absolutely beautiful, Vinny. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. The other side of that hill is the village where I've just walked up from. Walk 5 minutes more around that corner is where I'm living in my bus on the mountain. Yo, Coco. I was born 420. Potentially, I'll die 420. With a big fat joint in my mouth. But I'll never buy weed again. Ever. Yeah, this is where the English, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh are envious of me. Because I'm a tramp. Yeah, a hobo. But I've made it to Spain, where I live alone. And I get to do what I want to do. I'm not government dependent for housing or dollars. I make my own day in my own ways. And it's something that I've always been able to do. Work on the fishing boats, go to prison, no problem. It don't matter. I make my life wherever I am. The problem is, you can see the land here. It's desert. Yeah, it's desert land. It's stone. Yeah, the mountains falling apart. It's desert. Yeah, you know, this is what holds me back from making a garden. Knowing that the only garden I made that was successful was the 420 garden. The tomatoes didn't like it up here. The cucumbers, the peppers, the onions, the potatoes, they didn't like it up here. So I have to improvise and work harder. Which, you know, like for the 2.5 years that I've been up here, I'm tired. Yeah. I arrived there strong and willing. I arrived there and I was working. As the crow flies, possibly about 7 miles. But by road, it's about 24 miles. So, you know, like to walk that ways every days and every night, walk back, only to walk down to the village and get my groceries, to walk back. It made no sense. I tired myself. To live here with no water, have to carry the water up. It made no sense. So I've worked in construction to make water traps. You know, I've set those up. I've worked for the materials and I've set it up. This year I sit back with water. I'm happy. Yeah, Vinny, it is a hard walk. Yeah, just from the village to here is nearly 5 kilometers climbing up the mountain. Yeah, climbing up the mountain. To walk down to the village is 4.5 kilometers down, walking on this terrain. Not like walking on tarmac. It's not like walking on pavement. You know, this is hard working. I've already have an injury on my leg. See that scar there? Yeah. I've already got that from sliding on a similar environment like this. Boom, falling down the mountain. I got stopped by a tree, but I still carried food and water up from the village every day. I used to do that every fucking day.
The English, the Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh, they call me a beggar. Whereas the people around the world, well, look at that, 1551. People around the world sees that I actually put a life. I live a life of adventure. So big up, Vinny. I'm going to go walking around the corner, and I thank you all for joining. It's been a long day so far. Night night.